And we're going. Okay, what were you just saying? Because the shit's hilarious.
Just came out, or I just seen anyways. Platinum Mike Perry, UFC fighter that people who don't know.
The GOAT, Platinum Mike Perry.
Who has his girlfriend in his corner right at the moment. Put out a message that says, whoever gives me the most money can be in my corner. And lo and behold, Darren Till's like, boom, paid it. He's in his corner now.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Darren Till, low key, is fucking hilarious.
Dude, did you see the video he put out, like when Izzy was like doing the pregame to Paulo Costa? Jesus Christ! During the I stroked out for a second there. Holy shit!
Oh, good.
No, I didn't. During the lead up to Paulo Costa.
Not the jizz one, was it?
Pardon? No.
Who, he did that one. Who was that for? When it was announced, and it was just like him in a room in front of a computer, it was like jizz everywhere. I can't remember who was though. But yeah, yo, this guy's wild, fucking funny, bro. Yeah.
He's wild.
So I guess he's gonna be in his corner. Who's he fighting anyways? Not Lawler. Is it Lawler? Yeah, I think it is Lawler.
You sure?
Yeah, I think so, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like Lawler's gonna beat the shit out of him.
I hope so. I like Lawler. Low key.
Yeah, so do I. He's a savage. I think he got a bad bet. No, sorry, a bad break with the Ben Askren fight and all that shit. I fucking hope.
Yeah, that was like. It happens though, man. Like, yeah, I think it was kind of shitty too, but like.
And low key, like Mike Perry's a goof, bro. Beating up people in bars and shit. Like,
yeah, I know.
Just
right?
wiener, dude.
He got that super gay inside the lip tattoo.
Does he actually?
Yeah.
What does it say?
I don't know. I didn't even care to look at it. Just seen the headline.
Right now.
Just, like,
probably got like daddy or
shook
something.
My head
stupid.
And moved on. You know.
Mike Perry lip tattoo. How you doing, bro?
I wouldn't be surprised if it said his bitch's name.
Oh, probably.
That would be so weak. So I wouldn't be surprised. That's
probably. Controversial star gets lip tattoo. Controversial star gets lip tattoo tribute to his girlfriend.
Fuck you. Get lost. Fuck off.
Swear Are you kidding God, me? Bro. Swear to God.
Oh my God.
That's
the call right there, son.
Awesome, bro.
So what is it? What does it say?
I'm assuming it says
Lattori? No way. If it says Lattori in his mouth, bro. I hope Lawler murders this guy. Oh my God, it totally says it too. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed for this guy right now.
Dude, I hope Lawler beats the shit out of him. That's so funny.
Oh, that's super. You know, speaking of weak tattoos like that.
Yeah, that's rough.
When Kenyon Martin got the Trina lips on his neck.
I didn't see that.
This is like old back in the day.
Okay.
He was a basketball player.
Yeah.
He was going out with Trina, the rapper from Miami.
Okay.
And I guess she kissed him on the neck, and he got it tattooed.
Yo, that's some simp shit, bro. Yo, some girl touches
but no one would ever say that
and
to
you
this
get a
guy.
Tattoo? What a simp, bitch.
No one would ever say this to this guy.
Why is he G?
He'll kill you.
Oh, really?
Oh, straight up, yeah. But yeah, I thought that was super weak. And speaking of super weak tattoos that we haven't talked about, Zeke Elliott with the feed me on the gut, bro. Have you seen that?
Yo, low key,
Yo, how that gonna look when you're 60, bro?
I know. I seen a photo though. Cause I think the crop top is the most bitch shit ever. But
he made it. That's his. I get it. That's his thing. Yeah.
I see one photo though where it was like all like done up in like dark editing, and it's him with his like full mask and visor, just says "feed me." It looks pretty savage, bro. Looks pretty fucking mean, bro.
Pass on.
Yo, that guy coming through trucking at you with the rock. Good luck, bro.
Fucking. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, bitch ass Mike Perry tattoo. Yeah. So I hope Lawler fucking KOs him for this one, straight up.
Yeah.
That's super weak, son. What's up with this guy? You think he's on drugs or something?
Dude, 100%. Well, I think he's just mentally disabled. I think it's just straight CTE. Now that I'm thinking about it, he's probably just CTE'd the fuck out, dude.
Yeah, maybe this is like early onset. We're all making fun of him.
It ain't
and
early.
Like,
it's just straight CTE.
It's gonna end up being like an Aaron Hernandez
type of, yo, he's the kind of guy who I could see killing someone for sure.
Well, you're beating up people at the bar.
That's what I mean.
You know.
Tell me you can see Mike Perry killing someone.
I can see Mike Perry get shit kicked like BJ Penn. That's what I can see. Like that's what we're gonna remember Mike Perry as like world star, seeing him like getting beat up in a bar or
just
something.
cornball shit.
I wouldn't be shocked anyways if that's 100%.
How it played out. He's a wiener, dude.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Yo, BJ.
Oh, it's gonna be Lattori beating up Mike Perry in the bar. That's how it ends. Full ground and pound. Perry's tapping. She's raining elbows.
Didn't Mike Perry beat the shit out of like one of his ex-girlfriends or wives or something?
Allegedly, I don't know.
Or who am I thinking of? No, he was an ex-football player. Was that Mike Perry?
No idea.
Is Mike Perry ex-football player?
I don't think so. He's too small to be a football player. Like, short.
There's someone in UFC who came over and he beat the shit out of his girlfriend or wife. Maybe it's Mike Perry. I don't know. I don't want to say that, though, because...
Right. That's why I threw in the allegedly.
Giving him a bad name, but...
Ain't no one trying to sue, highly unlikely, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, I was thinking about this the other day. Like...
What's that?
Like, lately, like, more and more, we're getting better with just, like, staying on topic and stuff. But, like, when we first started doing this pod, we said some heinous... No. Not rough. It was hilarious. We said some heinous shit, bro.
Yeah.
Some real heinous shit.
Yeah, I definitely have reined it in a little bit.
For sure. I was thinking about, like, if someone went back and listened to some of those episodes.
It's all good.
Like, what if I have, like, professional career? You have a professional career. That would end it, dude.
Well, good thing we're fucking over 2 right there, son.
Hey, I'm working on it, bro.
Hey, you can't cancel nothing, son.
Yeah,
you
no
know what
doubt,
I'm saying? So, just got finished watching this Laker game tonight.
Okay, I didn't watch it because I was having computer issues and I was working. So tell me what happened.
That's weak, son. I would have watched the game and put that shit to the side.
Bro, I was running around.
There's always another day, bro, you know?
I'm trying to get paid, bro.
Especially when it comes to work. It was a really good game. Lakers won a close one. Oh, let's actually rewind for a second because I think Game 3 was one of the best finals games I've ever seen. Butler's
it was real good.
Butler's triple-double.
Tell me about it.
So, obviously, with all the injuries that Miami had, everyone figuring, it might be a sweep now. Butler wasn't having none of it. He finished 40 points, 13 assists, 11 boards. They won 115-104.
Massive game by Butler.
A huge thing about the triple-double, not one 3-point field goal attempted, which is crazy to get 40 points on just 2-pointers.
That's wild, especially in today's game.
Only other people that do it is Shaq and LeBron. So, Lakers played really bad that game anyways. 10 turnovers in the first quarter. I believe LeBron had 8 of them. And even that was a carryover to this game. First quarter of this game, LeBron 5 turnovers. Really? It was like looking real. Like,
was it just him like bringing up the ball and fucking up, or what was it?
Oh, bad passes. Miami's been playing the zone pretty much all playoffs. Boston couldn't figure it out. Lakers have been kind of figured out, but today they decided to go man to man, and they were fronting like Davis on the post, which they don't usually do. So LeBron was like trying to throw over the front, and they were just ugly passes and shit. Really sloppy again. I'm just like, shit, is this gonna be another one of these kind of games?
You gotta give it super close. You gotta give it to Miami though, because like they're gonna win by doing weird things to people.
This is the thing. Miami last game in Game 3, they were getting all the 50-50 balls. Yeah, diving on the floor, that kind of shit. AD was in foul trouble.
He looked bad.
He only like foul trouble right away. Yeah. What was 15 on 6 and 9 shooting on it. Yeah. Now here Butler. Now back on Butler. He not only did he get the 40-point trip dub, he guarded LeBron for 32 possessions, and in those 32 possessions, LeBron had 9 points and 7 turnovers.
Jimmy's a dog, bro.
So like, you know, like we talked about, they always hide the good offensive guys on the weak down the floor on the defensive end. They don't want him to guard the best player. They don't want to tire him out. Mm-hmm. Makes sense. LeBron today was opened up on Jay Crowder. Mm-hmm. Jay Crowder ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect, but whatever. But for Butler to go at LeBron, like to
go toe to toe, go at the guy.
He out LeBron.
He did.
He put the team on his back that had no business winning. Yeah. You see LeBron do this with Cleveland,
and he was effective all over the floor.
Defensive end.
Yeah.
And then also, he does the dirty work, like we said. He's number 1 in deflections in the bubble. He's number 2 in loose ball recovered, and number 1 scoring in the clutch. And after Game 3, he's averaging 29 points, 7 rebounds, 10 assists, 1.7 steals on 58% field goal, 40% three, which is crazy, 90% free throw.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's
he's
unreal,
playing
man.
Out of his mind, dude.
He definitely, like I said, he out LeBron. And then today, LeBron, I thought they were gonna come out and LeBron was gonna be like, all right, enough of this.
Yeah.
You know? And like I said, it was super tight.
Do you think
it's the reserves that came up big for the Lakers today?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I saw Rondo had a nasty blocking foul.
There was I think Davis had 4 blocks. It was pretty. He brought it. Yeah, he bought. I think it was he blocked Butler at the end there. He hit a 3 with like 40-ish seconds left that kind of sealed it.
The deal. Yeah.
But it came right down to like, I was yelling at the TV and shit.
You think if Dragic didn't go down, it'd be 2-2 right now?
He's our leader scorer.
That's what I mean. So that's big points, dude.
Yeah, he would definitely make a difference.
I think the first 2 games were pretty much a blowout, and I think the first 2 games the Lakers would have picked up. But if it was this close, because like I said, I didn't watch tonight's game, and I imagine like it could easily be 2-2 if he didn't go down.
Well, no disrespect to Kendrick Nunn, he started most of the year for them.
Yeah,
and they made the switch in the playoffs. Like he had COVID or something.
Yeah, he had COVID and he was out, and he stayed coming off the bench.
Like they got a lot of young guys, so I think like we talked about this when it started. They need that veteran presence. It's like a common influence, and he's playing out of his mind for his age. He shouldn't be playing this good, but that might be the Jimmy Butler effect too. Everyone believes with this guy.
Yeah,
like Tyler Hero. Did you see him snarling last game?
Yeah, it was nasty, bro.
Well, he wasn't snarling tonight, bro. Let me tell you.
No, he got put in his place or what?
No, he played pretty decent. I think he had over 20 points. He played okay.
Where do you?
LeBron fucking did some nasty shit on him in the first half.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fast break. He tried to flop and LeBron dunked it. But yeah.
Okay.
Fucking Tyler Hero 2 years ago was in high school, bro.
Yep.
And now you're picking up LeBron on switching roles,
NBA Finals,
picking rolls, bro.
Wild shit.
Are you fucking kidding me, man? Like I can't knock, even if he has shitty games, I can't even knock him having a shitty game. He's fucking 20 years old.
Aren't there a couple
super skinny, like, you know what I mean?
He's
like,
a kid. He looks like a kid.
And the thing is, like, he's got the dog in him. You can see it already.
Yep.
Once he puts on like 15, 20 pounds, it's gonna be a real problem.
Yeah, man.
There's
a lot of people on that team who are gonna be a real problem when they keep
for
going.
sure. That's what Miami's player development is.
That's what I was about.
Almost second to none.
That's what I was about to say. Isn't there a couple undrafted guys on that squad?
Kendrick Nunn is undrafted,
and then I'm pretty sure there's one other one too. Like, and all the guys on that squad, there's only like 2 first-round picks, I think.
Shout out Kelly Olynyk from Kelowna. He's fucking.
Is he from K-Town?
Yeah, bro.
That's hilarious.
Game 2 and 3 killed it. Coming off the bench. I don't remember what he finished with tonight. He was out there though, but he's been playing real good. So yeah, shout out to him for sure.
Fuck yeah. Where do you think this series puts Jimmy Butler in like the landscape of elite players? Because he's always been like kind of on the outside looking in. He's never considered like top tier. And I think this run bumps him up quite a bit. I think he gets a lot more respect now.
I would say he's like a tier below elite.
So who's in your elite tier then?
Kevin Durant.
Obviously that's like top. Like for me it's like LeBron, KD,
Giannis,
Steph, Giannis,
you can't argue with the number.
Kawhi, those
like
top
those
5 guys.
That's elite.
And then there's like one step down.
He's one step down, I would say.
But before I think he was 2 or 3 steps down.
Oh yeah, for sure. He left all his team on bad terms.
Yep.
Everyone thought he was the problem.
Clearly not.
And he came. Well, I think it's partly too where he ended up to.
What, at a place that actually wants to win and then actually gives a fuck?
Well, I think that's like he under Pat Riley and Coach Spo, like that structure. The championships speak for themselves. The culture speaks for itself.
They're like him.
If he goes somewhere else, I don't know if it turns out this well.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm not saying taking anything from his basketball talent. Like even when he played in Chicago, he was a two-way dog. Everyone knew how good he was.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't the issue.
Yeah.
The issue was he kind of left everywhere on bad terms. That was the issue.
Yeah.
So I think this is just a perfect situation for him. Couldn't have got any better.
Yeah.
So and straight up super happy for him. Do you know about the Big Face Coffee?
He started his own coffee brand in the bubble.
Yeah, so
he's like walking around repping t-shirts.
$20 a coffee for small, medium, and large. I got the whole whiteboard written out, bro. And like, Bam wanted to be co-owner. He's like, beat it. But this is the genius of him too. This is gonna be a hustle for him after he's done retiring.
Yeah,
brilliant. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he seems like the kind of guy who's got the personality to do whatever the fuck he wants, though. Like he'll make it happen. You know what I mean?
And he's not a dick. Like I've watched interviews with him. He was on the JJ Redick podcast. He's not. he doesn't come across as one of those guys that are super arrogant and selfish.
Clearly not. He was wearing a Tyler Hero's jersey in the playoffs. Repping a rookie's jersey. You know what I mean? Like he's been in the league what, like 10 years?
Fuck.
Probably getting close. At least 8. Somewhere up there.
Yeah.
And he's rocking
it's got to be around 10.
And he's rocking a rookie's jersey after he had a nasty game. Outperformed him in the playoffs, and he's rocking his jersey. Like,
yeah, no.
Do you think LeBron's putting on Kuzma's jersey when he has a good game? No.
Yeah, ain't nobody put on Kuzma's
Not a
jersey,
chance, bro. You know what I mean? So
like, straight up, Kuzma's been playing really good the last few years.
He has been.
I knocked him for. I told him. I said I never trusted that guy to be my third option.
Bro, he gets so much hate online. Barstool, you know, Dave Portnoy.
Yeah.
His company, they did like a pretty much like a not a hate piece, but basically a hate piece on Kyle Kuzma. Basically saying like he's a fuckboy, he doesn't deserve to be on the Lakers. There's a petition out right now for the Abide Lakers fans that if the Lakers win, Kyle Kuzma does not get a ring. It's got like 80,000 signatures on it.
Straight up, I seen somewhere where was it this series that Kyle Kuzma was going out with some bitch, but now somebody in Miami is going out with him?
Yeah, Tyler Herro's banging his ex.
That's it. That's it. I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I thought I seen that.
Dude, so funny. But how?
Kuzma's playing pretty good.
Could you imagine, like, your team is in the finals and you're petitioning for one of your players to not get a ring because you think he's a wiener? Like, that's the like Laker fans are so fucked.
So Lakers up 3-1. Excuse me. Lakers up 3-1, right? This is the 36th time they've held a 3-1 lead. The one time that got blown, LeBron 2016.
Mm-hmm.
So looks like it's pretty much a lock at this point.
Yeah, I think it's over. I think it's over. Was it on Friday?
Friday is the next game.
Yeah, I think it's over on Friday.
I say I think Miami wins the next game.
Who do you think is gonna win the Finals MVP?
It'll be LeBron.
You think so?
Fuck yeah.
Because
AD would have to average like 40 plus 15 boards, something stupid like that to win it. If you're not getting those kind of numbers, it's LeBron all day. Because
if we're counting like games as if they were rounds, AD's got 2 games where he was the MVP, and Bron's got 2 games where he was the MVP.
It's gonna be LeBron.
And
we all know this.
If AD posts a monster game 5 and a monster game 6, if there is one,
like I said, he has to finish with a stat line of 40-ish, 15, something stupid, 4 blocks. That's what he has to average.
I don't know.
If he averages that, I think they give it to him. If he doesn't, I think it's LeBron's. Because LeBron at the end of the series is gonna pretty much average a triple double, right?
Yeah, but still
29, 8, and 8, or so. I'll guess he'll stop.
Dude, he hasn't been putting up that many points.
Today finished with 28.
Yeah, but I think that's the highest point total.
No, I think he's definitely around 28 points for sure.
LeBron point per game finals. I don't think he hasn't been putting up big points this series. Obviously, like over the course of his career, yeah, but this series it hasn't been a lot. Like I think he's sitting around like 24 or something, man. And AD's averaging like 27, 28.
Let's see here.
2020 finals.
He's averaging 26.9.
Is that for this finals?
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now. 2019, 2020, LA Lakers. 19 games played. And he's averaging 10.5 boards and 8.8 assists. So 27, 10, and 9 he's averaging.
I was talking about just for this series, though.
Oh, yeah, this is just for the playoffs.
Because this series, to me, AD's been carrying this team. Like, it hasn't been LeBron.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, LeBron hasn't felt...
AD's the number one option, for sure.
Yeah, and LeBron hasn't felt like the best player on the court, which is I've never seen before.
Yeah, he's got it in the bag, I think. Oops, sorry.
I disagree.
Something we didn't get to, but I guess Doc got hired, right, in Philadelphia?
Yeah, what do you think of it?
I don't know. I don't see it working with both those guys. I'm not mad at him taking the job, but he's had 3-1 leads 3 times and blown them, right?
Yep.
And I'm not saying he's not a good coach. He won the championship with the Celtics in 2008. Mind you, I mean, like, but that roster was pretty sick.
It was unreal.
But still, he still won. He's a good X and O's guy. So just to back it up,
I think that team gets a lot better.
Yeah, I think it gets better. I don't know. The thing is, they're kind of they can't make much moves.
The reason I think they get better though is like, remember that interview that you listened to with Jimmy Butler where he said that like he walked into a film room in Philly, like that what was the reason he left Philly? Because he walked in there and they literally just like didn't even talk.
Right. Yeah.
If they're getting to the conference finals, the second round of the playoffs, on not even like talking about X's and O's or watching tape during film, if Doc comes in and actually lays down solid game plan and actually coaches like a coach is supposed to coach, they have talent, man. They have a lot of talent.
Embiid never healthy. Simmons doesn't have a jump
I agree.
shot.
But if they're doing what they're doing without proper coaching, imagine what they can do with coaching. I'm not saying that they're going to win chips, but I think they do better. I think Embiid and Simmons improve.
But that's kind of been the knock on Doc, though. He never made a conference finals. 7 years with the Clippers. He had some really good, talented teams.
Yeah, he did. Straight up, he did botch. The Lob City days and this year.
So, Orlando back in the day in 2003, he was up 3-1. Tracy McGrady stupidly says after Game 4, it's going to be good to get in the second round. Never been there before. Pistons go on to win Game 5 by 31, Game 6 by 7, Game 6 and 7 by 15. Like, obviously, you say that's like bulletin board material. You know, the coach has that on the wall, right?
No doubt.
You say that kind of shit. He also had the 3-1 lead against the Rockets in 2015. This is Chris Paul, Blake Griffin.
Yep.
And they lost the final 3 games by combined 44 points. It's not even like they lose, they get killed. And even against Denver.
What do you think it is?
I don't know, man. Well, actually, I do know. Watching that series, he made no adjustments. And I'll get to that here. There's analytics to back it up. And this was actually one of the reasons he got fired. Steve Ballmer was sick of paying they got the highest paid assistant coaching staff in the league. Analytics, like, highest paid staff in the league. So the analytics were, don't play Trez, you have to play Zubac. And the numbers backed it up big time. They had, with Montrez on the floor, they had a minus 30.1 net rating when he was on the floor with Paul George and Kawhi. Now when Zubac was on it, he had a team best 11.1. So knowing this, also the Clippers were outscored by 68 points in the 243 minutes with Harrell on the court. But they outscored Denver by 123 points in the 86 minutes he spent on the bench. Like, it's pretty clear. Yeah, sorry. And Doc still wouldn't make the switch. Like,
do you think,
what the fuck you paying analytics staff for when they give you all this info and you're like, nah, I'm just gonna roll with it and see what happens, and then you lose, and you're just sitting there and you don't make no adjustments? Like,
I understand not switching off so they're up 3-1, right? I understand not switching off Trez in Game 5 because that's your guy, and you want to keep, obviously the numbers don't lie, but he won 6th man of the year. That's your guy. You don't want to basically show that you don't believe in him, right? You don't want to ruin his confidence. Game 6 even, I understand, but Game 7, bro, you got to switch up what you're doing. Clearly it's not working.
But here's the thing. Trez is six man.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why you're not a starter. Right?
True.
So, I got another beef here too, actually. Let's talk about the 6-man shit. How the fuck is Lou Will and Trez 6-man? There's one 6-man per team. How the fuck are they both up for the award? Anyways.
Yeah,
so I don't know. Like, yo, you don't pay these guys all this fucking money to give you the analytics, and then you go against it. You don't.
I also think Shai got robbed.
These days, it's all analytics.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man. I don't know. So knowing this, what's it going to be in Philly? I'm not saying he's not going to do a good job.
I think,
but like, what, you just going to make the playoffs and be out in the first round?
I think you'll see noticeable improvement from Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. I genuinely think so, because they're actually getting proper X's and O's coaching, and they're not just going off raw talent. Because that's what Philly's always felt. It's just felt raw. You know what I mean?
Well, Brett Brown deserved to be fired a while ago, straight up. So, he has a 943, 681 record across 2 decades. And like I said, won the chip in 2008 with Boston. So, yeah, he was super stoked. I believe he said he was going to take a year off until Philly came with this. And he's like, I can't turn down this talent.
Philly's a good job, man.
So, and he's like thick-skinned enough to last in Philadelphia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also, to run it back a bit, too, he also steered the Clippers through the whole Donald Sterling thing, which is pretty important.
Yep.
Did a good job there.
Yep.
All the players love this guy.
Yep.
I'm talking all the fucking players love this guy.
Yeah.
So that goes for something. You know what I'm saying?
I think he's a good coach. I think
he is.
He's just got a weird monkey on his back when the playoffs.
He's one of the best X and O's coach in the league. That's undeniable. Plays out of timeouts. But I guess the adapting he's got to be better at. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like, I'm happy for him.
Maybe he's just caught up in like an old style coaching. He's just not accepting analytics, because there was a couple coaches like in the NFL now, at least. I think it's pretty cut and dry. Like, analytics win you games time and time again. I mean, I think the biggest showcase of that is the Baltimore Ravens. You see them going for it on 4th down more than almost any other team in the league, and they're going for it on 4th and 6. They're going for it on 4th and 8.
Going for 2 points.
Exactly,
they used to go
right?
for it all the time, but yeah.
Because analytics wins you games, and maybe Doc Rivers is just the kind of guy who's caught up on he's not caught up, he's just caught in the old ways, and he just refuses to accept new things, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because analytics work. There's teams built around analytics.
100%. You don't hire a staff if you don't believe in it. Right?
I'm actually a big fan of analytics. Do you ever see that movie Moneyball?
Yeah. Oakland A's.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal movie.
So
I think it actually makes the game more exciting, right? Because it's almost like breaking it down in the same way that like poker is played. Because poker is all odds and analytics based.
Right.
You look at your hand, and based on your hand, you have a certain percentage to win, right?
Right.
And you know what your hand is, and based on other people's actions, you are saying, okay, what's the percentage that they have this hand based on their actions? Yeah. And that's basically how you run through the game, right? And it becomes way more like mind gamey like that. And football isn't becoming mind gamey like that, but it's becoming okay, on this specific spot in the game, we have this percentage of a chance to win if we do X, Y, or Z. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah, definitely.
And it wins games, it wins championships. To not accept that is...
You're always going to play the percentage.
You're going to become obsolete super, super quick.
If you have a percentage of whatever, 65% or whatever the fuck that this play is going to work against this kind of defense, then you're probably going to run it.
I had a point with that, but I kind of forgot as I was saying it. So I kind of just
I do that shit all the time.
Oh, fuck.
That's the weed, son.
Mm-hmm. You're smoking me out, dog. You want to talk football?
Yeah, some good games. So, coming into week 3... NFL record for points, touchdowns, and passing touchdowns. Like, offenses are lighting it up.
Yeah, it's wild. There's almost like...
Defense is going to catch up, though. Like, you saw, like, Tom Brady get together with people. Like, defenses don't get together like that and be like, yo, let's go run drills in the field.
Yeah. Do you think...
you don't see a bunch of dudes just dropping back on... No. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I always think the beginning of the season, like, the same shit happens every single time. Because, obviously, over the course of the offseason, right... Defense is way more reactive than offense is. Defense, you're trying to figure out what people are doing.
Right.
And people come in and create new schemes over the course of the offseason. So the first 3, 4, 5 weeks, things are working because defenses haven't seen it. But by week 6, 7, 8, defenses are sort of starting to figure out, okay, this team's trying to do this. There's enough tape where you're starting to pick up on tendencies.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? So, like, things even out. The back half of the year, defenses always come on. There's always tighter games. People understand what's going on. So I'm not too worried about it.
This season, though, like
I know the records.
The amount of some of the scores of these games are fucking ridiculous. You know,
it feels like every game's a shootout.
It does, yeah, for sure. well, the game we're going to talk about first. Every fucking Cowboy game is a goddamn shootout. It was 49-38 Browns.
You called this game. You called this game. We
super
talked about it at work.
game.
I literally said, I'm like, there's no way the Browns are going to win. You're like, dude, the Browns are going to win.
Fuck, what was I going to say? I don't know. Good game, but...
you see that Jarvis Landry basically said he blew out his lat from throwing that
Yo,
football?
did you see that throw, though? That was a
Unreal.
fucking rope, son.
Yeah, dog.
I seen him do it before, too. He did it to...
Buddy, that's a better deep ball than Baker.
He fucking threw everything into it, though.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a 37-yarder to Odell. Odell had a best game as a Brown.
Yep.
3 touchdowns total.
So over 200 yards.
So the Browns won because they ran for 370 yards. Despite losing Nick Chubb early, which fucking hurt big time. Love that guy.
What does he have?
He's out 6 weeks. I can't remember the injury.
At least they got him back for the playoffs because they'll be in the playoffs.
They got Hunt. They'll be fine.
Yeah.
Dallas drops to 1-3. Browns 3-1, which is crazy. Odell also had his last touchdown when it was like that.
The run play?
Yeah, almost got tackled there for a big loss. That's the example of Dallas' defense. If you go back and look at it, there's no safeties or corners near Odell. I think there was one linebacker near there. Anyways, Dallas defense this year is fucking brutal.
I think that's also like Dallas defense is brutal, but this is like what the Browns needed to do the last 2 years, but they didn't. They tried to force Baker Mayfield to win the game for them when it's like you have so many skill players at the skill positions. Just get people the ball in open space, and they will make plays time and time again. Whether it's Kareem Hunt, Jarvis Landry, OBJ, or
put the ball in your
Nick
playmaker's
Chubb.
hands.
Exactly. Baker's we've now shown isn't good enough to win you games like Russell Wilson or Pat Mahomes. So give it to these other guys.
He's a game manager like Garoppolo.
Exactly.
He's not a Brett Favre. He's not a Peyton Manning.
No. So don't.
But there's nothing wrong with that either. I'm saying
not at all.
But this is like Stefanski was a Vikings assistant for 14 years, bro. If I know one coach in the fucking league, I know this guy.
Yeah.
I watched the Browns offense, and I watched a lot of I think probably every one of their games. It's like watching Minnesota last year.
Really.
And
it plays really similar. What you have Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs. You got 2 deep threats with OBJ and Jarvis Landry.
You got Dalvin Cook, running game.
So you got a even better running game. Like,
but yeah, it's like looking
really
at
similar.
Vikings offense last year. It's Baker on rollouts. It's play action. And like you said, put the ball in your playmaker's hand. And like Odell maybe ain't catching a lot of balls, but like that's the brilliance of Stefanski, just the way his mind works. And like a lot of these coaches, Mike McCarthy, not one of these coaches. I would never have found the hire. Still not. It shows he's so outdated. The defense is horrible. They hired Mike Nolan, who nobody wanted to hire.
Yeah, I was off on Mike McCarthy. I liked the hire originally.
Mike McCarthy is not an innovator. Like if I want to coach, I want someone like
Sean McVay,
Kyle Shanahan,
Matt LaFleur, all those
Matt
guys.
Nagy.
Yep.
Give me someone, even like Brian Daboll, Buffalo's offensive coordinator, is going to be a head coach.
You think about this? Quick. You get one of those guys. Like imagine giving Matt LaFleur, Kyle Shanahan the weapons that the Cowboys have. Because Dak Prescott's a good QB. He's not
for sure. He's good,
great, but he's a good QB, and you have tons of talent on that roster, man.
So here's the thing: Dak finished with 502 yards, 4 touchdowns. Right? He has at least 450 yards in 3 straight games, but he also committed 2 of the 3 turnovers. Right?
Yeah.
Also, I think it was 4 drop picks by the Browns too this game. So it could have been way. Yeah, bro.
Holy shit.
One of them could have been a pick 6.
Yeah.
But whatever. Cleveland plays smart. Big lead. Baker didn't do much.
Yep. That's what you're supposed to do.
Only threw for 165 yards. But whatever. When you got that ground game, and like Stefanski realizes this too, play to your strength. Like Stefanski's now 3-1, right?
Yep.
You know what Hugh Jackson's record when he won his 3rd game? He was 3-36-1.
That's wild, bro.
So, shout out Stefanski.
That's a wild stat. Yeah, because they went 0-16 one year, right?
Hey, sorry.
They went 0-16 a couple years ago, right? The Browns.
Yeah,
did.
that's right. Yeah, they did.
Fucked up.
So
Yo, you ain't ever bringing that back, dude.
So they're loving Kevin out in there.
For sure
they are, right? And Odell has many touchdowns through 4 games as he did all of last year. So we talked about Dak being super hot the last few games. So he has 1,690 passing yards through 4 games. So he's on pace for just over 6,700 yards, right? But also on pace for a 4-12 record.
Mm-hmm.
The third straight week the Cowboys didn't force a turnover, and also the third straight week that they had 3+ turnovers.
Their defense is terribly bad.
Here's the thing I don't get.
Really bad, dude.
Mike Nolan, we talked about him. No one wanted to hire this guy. He worked for Denver, Miami, and Atlanta were his last 3 spots. Mm-hmm. And these were years ago. No good. Dallas had this guy, Matt, I don't know if I'm going to say this right, Uberflus on their team. He was a coach for 4 years, right?
It's a wild name.
Indianapolis took him. He's their defensive coordinator.
And they have the
Indianapolis
best
has the best
league.
fucking defense in the league.
They lead every single category.
This is the problem with Jerry Jones. You're hiring the wrong guys. Everyone want to give Jason Garrett shit. Jason Garrett had this defense with pretty much everybody on same players. They were like a top 10, 12 defense if I remember correctly.
So I have a bit of a question for you here. Thinking a little bit in the future, playing Jerry Jones. You have one of the worst defenses in the league, and Dak is putting up like record-setting numbers right now in terms of yards per game. So you better believe, because he's on a franchise tag, that he's going to demand a massive contract.
He can franchise him 1 more year.
So you think that's what they do?
Oh, 100%.
Because
they're not giving him no big.
But there's the thing, they're backed into a corner. Because what happens if Dak has proven you're a good QB? He's a good QB. What happens if he has a similar year next year and your defense is that terrible? Like, you need to spend money on defense.
Dak's numbers are going to be ridiculous after this year.
So that's what I'm saying is, if you're Jerry Jones, what do you do? Because if you give Dak that contract, you know you don't have a defense.
Well, Jerry fucked up. Remember last year after week 1, he's like, contract's imminent. Everyone's like, okay, next couple of days, we got this shit wrapped up. Never fucking happened.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, what do you do if you're Jerry Jones?
You got to franchise him and just see where the market is after that.
Okay, but then what happens if he puts up another good year? Then what do you do?
I think he's gone. I think Dak goes on to somewhere else.
That's what I think too. Yeah, I think if you're Jones, you have to.
I think he's done.
You have to.
But Jerry Jones, you fucked up. You know, Andy Dalton's our backup, I think?
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah. Good luck with Andy Dalton and that coaching staff, too.
Yeah.
Fuck me, man. So
that's a mess there, man. Because you need to spend money on D.
And here's the thing, though.
And you know what the thing? Dude, Dak is going to go somewhere and be successful. Straight up.
So, DeMarcus Lawrence, right? He signed a $105 million deal in 2019.
Yeah.
Half a sack in the last 12 games.
Yo, I forgot DeMarcus Lawrence. I forgot he existed.
They have Jalen Smith, linebacker. Leighton Vander Esch, always hurt. Sean Lee, always hurt. Byron Jones left for Miami. Their secondary is fucking god awful. I love Trayvon Diggs, but he's young. I don't know, man. Like, they're gonna be bad, man. We're 4 weeks in.
Yeah, I think this is the point.
You are who you are at this point.
I was gonna say you kind of figure out where everybody shakes out.
Here's another thing too. I wanted to say, they were 13-3. I want to say maybe around 2016 it was. And I'll tell you why they were 13-3. Because the offense went through Zeke. Yeah. You fucking gave Zeke $100 million. And you don't even fucking use it.
They don't give him the rock at all.
What the fuck you give him $100 million for?
It's wild to watch.
So this is what I'm saying. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, and like we know how they treat running backs.
Yeah.
They run them into the ground and like, and it's a proven remedy. Look at fucking Cleveland, man. Mm-hmm. San Francisco last year had 3 good backs.
Mm-hmm. The Cowboys are a bit of a joke right now.
Oh, it's a mess. It's just and like you're quote unquote America's team, right?
Yeah. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Doesn't stop in the Cowboys shit train. Now that we're kind of a quarter way through the season, this might be putting you on the spot a little bit here. What is your hierarchy of like top 10, like top, let's just say 5 teams? Like, who do you think?
I said after week 3,
like who's legit at this point.
After week 3, I said to Claudia, Green Bay will be the NFC champs.
You think so?
Yeah.
So give me your top 5.
Matt LaFleur. And, like, what Aaron Rodgers did last night with those receivers.
16 TDs,
with
0
those
picks.
receivers, bro.
0 interceptions. Like 4 games in. That's wild.
Everyone was writing this guy off. I had Green Bay winning the division. Like, how do you not? They had one of the best backs, Aaron Jones. You know, their defense. The year. Okay, going back to but going back to Mike McCarthy here.
Yeah.
He had Aaron Rodgers. They were 15-1. I think it was the year they won the Super Bowl.
That was a while ago.
That year they won the Super Bowl. They had the worst defense in the league. They fucking won because of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, he's that good.
You know, and McCarthy's not bad. But top teams.
So what do you think? So is Green Bay your top team right now? Do you think Green Bay beats...
Green Bay, Seattle, like top 5 teams overall?
Yeah, give me a rank. You think Green Bay beats KC?
No, I'm saying coming out of NFC.
I'm just saying overall. Who are your top 5 best teams?
I gotta say KC and Baltimore. Green Bay, Seattle. Saints look brutal.
Yeah.
Their defense really... Like, everyone wants to talk about, Drew Brees doesn't throw the ball downfield anymore. But, fuck, if you look at the stats from, like, 4 years ago, he hasn't been throwing the ball downfield for a long time. Like, well, I don't know why everyone's bringing it up right now. Michael Thomas isn't, like, a go-down-the-field guy. He gets you yards, like, 20 at a time.
I think it's now that because Michael Thomas isn't picking up these yards and the short ball isn't working, now people are criticizing it.
I love Kamara, I think, besides Dalvin Cook from the Vikings, Kamara's my favorite running back in the league.
He's so exciting to watch.
Fucking sick.
It's so much fun.
Number 5 team. Maybe I got to say Tampa Bay because their defense is really coming around. Tom's really coming around. We'll talk about their game here next, too. I think maybe those are my top 5.
So you got KC, Baltimore, Green Bay, Seattle, Tampa.
Fucking Buffalo. Buffalo's got to be there, though.
Buffalo hasn't played, apart from the Rams, which they almost botched that game, they haven't really played anyone real.
I fucking love their whole coaching staff.
Super, super good, man. They made Josh Allen go from Andy like decent to
Andy
great.
Reid coaching tree. I just love everything they're doing, and to see Josh Allen take this leap forward this year is fucking crazy.
And that's
Never
all
seen it coming.
coaching.
You know what I mean?
Coaching.
So, yeah, he apparently Jordan Palmer. He went to Jordan Palmer's football camp in the off season, and he played in the league for a bit. His brother Carson's obviously the more well-known guy, but that apparently really did wonders for him, and you can tell. So, I really like Buffalo. I think they're legit Super Bowl contenders. Are they gonna win it? Nah, but
they're in the mix.
They're in the mix for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I think my top 5 is KC, probably Green Bay, Baltimore, Seattle. Obviously,
that defense is so leaky.
That's my only thing.
You know what I mean?
Is their defense is super leaky and their O-line is so shit that like when you play against an elite pass rush, like you're gonna have real problems in the playoffs. Like real problems in the playoffs.
Like, let's see here.
So I think my 5th.
Seattle gives up, in terms of yards, they're the worst in the league.
What did I say? I said KC, Green Bay, Baltimore, probably Tampa after that. Then my 5th team. You know who looks really, really good is the Pats.
They do.
Like if Cam was in that game, they were even. Like there was 9-6 with KC, without Cam.
Yo, that game.
And they flew in the same day.
That game yesterday was like tight until Hoyer fucked it up.
Yeah.
But it was
like they very well could have won that game if Cam was playing.
I think I seen a stat where Mahomes, he didn't have a touchdown before halftime yesterday. Only other 2 times that happened, all against Bill Belichick.
Yeah. Bill Belichick gives him problems, dude.
You know what I mean? So, that's what Belichick does, though. He gives everybody problems.
So
he takes away your best weapon. Whatever you do well, he just takes it right away. So that's gone off the table.
So for me, the 5th is probably either the Pats or Seattle.
I'm
going to give it to Belichick.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the Pats 5.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can't really argue. Cam's doing way better. Like I said, I thought Bill was just going to use him and not sign him. I'm still not 100% sure he signs there either, though. But everyone else seems to think so.
If they get second round of the playoffs, I don't see why not. If he stays healthy this whole year.
No. Yeah. So now what's going on with the COVID though? When does he come back from that?
He's coming back this week.
What is it? You have to have 2 negative tests back to back
or something
in
like
24 hours or something.
He's coming back apparently this week. So they should be 3 and they could have been 3-1. They could have taken down KC, at which point we'd be saying they're arguably the best team in the league. You know what I mean? So they're right up there. And it's wild to see that Tom on a different team is top 5 team in the league, and Brady without Tom, Belichick without Tom is arguably top 5 team in the league. Like, those two guys are unreal.
Yo, Brady had 5 touchdown passes against fucking the
with
Chargers.
5 different receivers.
Down huge too in the beginning. Down huge, 24-7. They won 38-31, moved to 3-1 like we said. This was the 5th 5 touchdown game of his career. He has 2 6 touchdown games as well. But yeah, it was fucked up. Like I said, Chargers were up 24-7. They could have kneeled it and went into the half. Decided not to. Fucking running back fumbled. Bucks get a late touchdown, and then you can just kind of see momentum just kind of shifting, right? And yo, when I say Tom Brady probably had one of the best second halves I've ever seen in my life. And like, yo, he's 43 years old, right? Second half, 15 of 17 for 263 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks. Perfect passer rating.
But that's Tom Brady is the second half, bro.
Crazy.
That's all he does. He plays.
He has
the
most comebacks from 10 points down, I believe.
Dude, I think he has something ridiculous like 36 or something comeback victories.
30, I think it was.
Crazy amount of comebacks.
One knock on him, another pick 6. So
was it straight his? Was it straight his fault?
Oh, bro, brutal throw. It's on an out route, double out route, and you're supposed to put it high and wide, and the guy's fucking throwing it right in the DB's hands behind him. Like, DB doesn't gotta do nothing. Just stick your hands out.
Those are those old arms, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, you just don't make that throw, maybe. But whatever. Like, I can't knock the guy. After what he did, looks like he's coming around. And I said before, too, give it till Thanksgiving until these guys are really going. Yeah. So, looks like he's coming into his own. It was shitty. He lost O.J. Howard this game to torn Achilles for the year, which is going to be big. Yep. He's like, he had a touchdown in that game, too. Like, Gronk doesn't have it this year, bro. Like,
they're just using
doesn't look like Gronk at all.
He was starting to fall.
I'm not trying to knock the guy, but it just doesn't look like Gronk. Man.
He was injured. He was getting old. He was falling apart. Like, he retired for a reason, right? Like, I didn't really expect much of him. But I think Tampa...
He has been getting more catches lately, I'll say that. Like, in the beginning of the year, Tom wasn't really doing much his way, but he's going to have to play a bigger role now that Howard's out, so we'll see what happens.
I think Tampa, KC, and the Pats, more KC and Tampa, though, are the 2 most complete teams in the NFL. Like, Tampa has a better defense than KC, but KC has a better offense than Tampa. But those 2 teams are, like, top to bottom, like, almost no holes.
The one knock on Tampa Bay, last year I know they were the most penalized team in the league. So if they can just not shoot themselves in the foot, looks like they're gonna be all right. They got a good run game. They got sick defense. Their linebackers are fucking sick. Yep. So, yeah, man, looks like they'll be. I thought it was gonna be the Saints coming out of there, but right now at the moment, that definitely doesn't look like that.
No.
So, and maybe that karma for Thomas getting injured for Drew Brees for that shit that he said in the offseason. I was thinking that, like, yo, man, I'm just saying, karma works fucking weird ways, you know what I'm saying? Shit. So, we also talked about last week, we're talking about Houston Texans, Earl Thomas was going to sign. Mm-hmm. Apparently, the players came forward and were like, yo.
We don't want him?
Don't want him.
Really?
Just fucked up now, bro. Like, he was a Pro Bowler last year.
Yep.
I think more on rep than anything. Like, but for another organization to say, yo, we don't want him.
He's that bad. Like, we haven't even played with him, and we just heard stories that we don't want him.
Like, and I'll say it again, bad falling out with the Seahawks. The shit he was doing with the Ravens, like, I would hear stories like he would be late for meetings, and he's told them, I had to wash my car. Like, this is the shit you're doing, right? Like,
That's clown
and like
shit.
you're not Earl Thomas from the Seattle Legion of Boom, son.
No.
You've lost about a step and a half.
Yeah.
You've been injured. I'll give you that. Like, you know, I ain't gonna knock you, but like, you ain't that good to be washing your car, son.
No.
You know what I mean?
Nobody's that good to be washing their car. Nobody, bro.
It's like AI practice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But another thing with Houston, they spent $255 million on their roster, right? That's more than anybody else in the NFL.
Really?
They're 0-4. 0-4, right?
Yeah.
And it gets better. They owe the first and second round picks to Miami next year. So they got nothing going forward.
Wow. Do you think
proud to announce, sorry, I don't want to cut you off. Proud to announce Bill O'Brien got fired.
I was pausing because that's where we're going.
We've been advocating this for a long time on Highly Unlikely. I don't want anyone to ever lose their job, but when you're bad, you're bad.
Yeah, you're bad.
How you coach and GM and fuck this team all the way up.
Dude, I think especially as a coach, you can make an argument that has been a decent coach. You're talking about his record.
Yo, I think he's won like 5 division or 4 division titles.
He's decent
I'll
coach.
give him that.
But you are a terrible GM.
But you also gave away Clowney, Hopkins.
Dude.
And all because it was like personal petty shit, it seems more. Like, yo, you gave Clowney away for a 3rd rounder, son?
It was bad.
Who the fuck trades a top-notch wide receiver for a running back? Nobody on earth would do that fucking trade.
Wild boy.
So, long time coming. Now, he leaves him with a 52-48 record. 2-4 postseason mark, though.
I think he'll get picked up by somebody else. If he gets picked up...
Offensive coordinator, maybe. Never a head coach.
I think if he gets picked up by someone with like a real strong... Like an organization with a really strong GM, I think he'd be a head coach.
Okay, I got this. So he's from the Bill Belichick coaching tree, right? And I got to thinking about who's got the best coaching tree. Like Bill Belichick's a fucking genius. We know this, right?
But his tree never works out. They don't win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's a genius, but he's not the best teacher. Andy Reid.
I was gonna say, is Andy Reid?
Like, we'll go through it here. I just want to finish up this shit here. On Bill O'Brien, then we'll go to that coaching tree.
Yeah.
Think about this is the fucked up thing though, bro. Last playoffs, he was up 24-0 on the Chiefs. How good was it? How good was he feeling right then?
Yeah, no doubt.
Houston up 24-0, bro.
Fucking man, bro.
And then never won another game. Go fucking figure. Yeah, and you're out on your ass now.
Yeah, that's wild.
Crazy. Now, okay, going back to this coaching tree.
Pause.
Yeah.
Just because I know we're going down Andy Reid's. I was going to bounce back to Belichick's. Is the Buffalo guy a Bill Belichick guy?
Andy Reid. Sean McDermott.
I thought he was a Belichick guy. Okay, well, never mind then.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I think Andy Reid's the greatest teacher.
I could say.
And like when we go through the coaches,
yeah, okay, give it.
You'll see. You'll. I mean, the proof's in the pudding, right? So.
Give me him.
So for Bill Belichick, everyone knows the guy's a fucking genius, right? Like that's undebatable. Probably he's gonna go down as one of the best coaches ever. I think he trails Don Shula and George Halas as for most wins, and that's wild. So, legendary, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you go through all the coaching staffs he had, and I'm not gonna go through every single one of them, but I'll just go through the more well-known guys. So Bill O'Brien, we just talked about.
Yep.
See you later. Done.
Who's a good coach? Who is if
he was a good offensive coordinator. He when he got hired by Houston, he was thought of as a really good offensive coordinator. I'll give him that.
In my opinion, getting a team to the playoffs, winning divisional titles, having a positive net record is an above average NFL coach. If you're talking about all coaches across the league, above average NFL coach, in my opinion. Obviously, not great, not even necessarily.
I'll say
good,
average.
But above average NFL coach.
Okay. He is jobless, right? Romeo Cornell, who I believe is going to be the interim coach of the Texans now.
Okay. Is it his first head coaching gig?
No, he was a coach with the Browns. Went 24-40, didn't make the playoffs in 5 years. Went to Kansas City, went 4-15, got fired.
Nice.
Okay. Charlie Weiss. He went on to coach Notre Dame and University of Kansas. He was on Belichick's staff. So in Notre Dame, he won a bowl game his first 2 seasons, but finished 16-21. Got fired. University of Kansas 6-22.
Things are looking tough for your boy.
Eric Mangini. He was the coach of Cleveland and the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Both those didn't end well, obviously. Josh McDaniels went over to Denver, was brutal, was 11-20, came back to as offensive coordinator. Who else have we got here? Matt Patricia for Detroit. We all know how that's gonna end.
Yeah,
been way, more than brutal.
Either way, it seems like every single person that's moved on from Bill Belichick or hasn't stayed around him has just shot the bed.
Now, 2 guys I'll give credit to. Mike Vrabel, Tennessee Titans, has done a better job.
That's
now,
who I was thinking of,
right?
Not the Bills.
And
Titans.
Miami coach Brian Flores. I think overall, he's going to do good.
He's been solid.
So those 2 guys out of all those guys, and all those other guys, ended pretty bad pretty quick. Now, if you go over to Andy Reid, we got John Harbaugh, Baltimore Ravens. Nothing needs to be said there. Super Bowl winner. Doug Peterson from the Philadelphia Eagles, Super Bowl winner.
Yep.
Ron Rivera, very respected, went to a Super Bowl.
Yep.
Sean McDermott, Buffalo Bills, what he's done turned around that team. Is a good coach, will be a good coach. Brad Childress, he was a Vikings coach. He was okay. I'm not going to give him. Matt Nagy, great coach. A new young great mind in the NFL. Leslie Frazier, who is now Buffalo's defensive coordinator, was the Vikings coach for a while. Todd Bowles, Tampa Bay's defensive coordinator, wasn't a good head coach. I love him as a D coordinator though. Pat Shermer, who we both know, has coached the Giants and the Vikings. Man. Steve Spagnuolo won a Super Bowl with the Kansas City defensive coordinator. So, both geniuses. For some reason, Andy Reid's guys seem to have a lot more success.
Do you think it's...
And whatever he's doing, I don't know what he's doing, but he's doing something right.
Do you think it's Bill Belichick's, I guess, disciples, whatever you want to call them, followers, children, are trying to emulate Bill Belichick? Like, they're trying to be Belichick, and nobody can be Belichick?
Oh, Joe Judge is a Belichick guy, too. He's on the Giants, too, right?
He's not doing great.
So, that's another guy. Sorry, yeah, just popped in my head. Yeah, that's another guy.
But I think it might be that these guys are all trying to be Belichick. And they're trying to coach like Belichick, where Belichick's Belichick. You can't emulate that.
Well, I don't know. It seems like Belichick, he's a defensive. He hangs his hat on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Weiss was an offensive guy. Didn't do well. Patricia was a defensive
guy, not doing well.
Brutal. I think Detroit has lost 6 games where they've held a double-digit lead. That's the most in the NFL. That's NFL history.
Bill Belichick, like, his pride and joy, like, Bill Belichick teams do not have penalties. They do not make mistakes on special teams. They're just tight and solid. They don't make stupid mistakes. And the Lions under Matt Patricia, buddy, mistakes everywhere. Penalties up and down the field like it's a shit show.
Yeah, I'm surprised he has a job. And Dan Quinn, too, straight up.
Dan Quinn deserves to be fired real quick. That's another one of those jobs. Like, there's a lot of talent there. Someone will hop on that and do really well. If it's a good coach, they can turn around that team real quick.
So, speaking of Patricia, he's lost 12 of his last 13, despite leading in all but one of them. And like I said, he lost the last 6 while leading by double digits. So, I don't know, man. He looks like he's fucking done, son.
Do you like Matt Stafford?
I do.
I think he's an underrated QB, and I think
he's a gamer. He's a dog. That guy takes a punishment.
Yeah, and he's just in a bad situation.
He's a phenomenal quarterback too, man. Like,
I'd love to see him with like a really good coach.
Yeah, I don't know, like how he's been in the league for a while.
Long time, man. Probably like 10 years. He's getting probably 30, 32, somewhere around there, I imagine.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna be like. I could see him just staying in Detroit, just embracing that city. They all love him there.
Yeah, man. I remember like him in the Megatron days. So much fun to fucking watch. Just deep balls to Megatron all day long.
Like, the thing about Detroit, which is kind of fucked, like, Barry Sanders left on bad terms.
Mm-hmm.
Megatron left on bad terms.
Quit.
Vowed to never come back.
Yeah, he quit because of Detroit.
So, kind of tells you all you need to know. And these guys are fucking legends of NFL history.
Mm-hmm.
And they leave their franchise. So it tells you kind of something about Detroit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We talked earlier about Cam having COVID. It came out that, according to Pro Football Talk, that multiple coaches have suggested that maybe pressing pause on the season, reconfiguring the schedule to have 12 total regular season games, and putting teams in hotels for the 9 games left to be played. I don't know how much traction that's going to gain, but that's been put out there.
Teams in hotels make sense to me. I mean, if you're flying all over the country, like people are going to catch it.
So, apparently, there's multiple dates reserved for the Super Bowl. It's not just one day, so there is a little bit of flexibility, I'm hearing.
Where's it going to be? Have they said?
It's always somewhere nice, so I don't... I can't remember off the top of my head where it is this year.
Are there any cities that have, like, multiple college football stadiums where they could do it, like, even if it's, like, okay, like, they do the bubble somewhere where it's, like, on the border of a couple different states, and then they have all the teams play in maybe, like, 6 to 8 arenas close by? Like, I think that's the way you do it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Like, the Titans had, like, what, 20 positive tests?
Yeah, the whole entire team's got it. But that's the thing. Is like
it goes to show you that they're not following protocols because all the other teams don't get this many. So there's obviously a lack of following protocols. That's like undeniable.
I think as a sports team though, like once one person has it, like the odds that other people are gonna get are really fucking high.
Like the Raiders were at that fundraiser. Nobody was wearing a mask. They all got fined like 30 G's.
I think. Did you see that? I think when Sean Payton and some other coaches got fined for not wearing a mask during a game.
Bro, so they got fined $250,000.
I think that is
$100,000. And the
shit
team
I've
got
ever heard in
fined
my life.
$250,000.
I think that's so dumb.
Yeah,
I think you deserve to get fined if you're out at a fundraiser and you're not wearing a mask, 100%. But if you were in a stadium where every single person has been tested multiple times, and you're playing against a team where every single person has been tested multiple times, and there's no one in the fucking arena,
it's been agreed to by Players Association and.
I understand that, but I think it's so stupid.
If you agree to it, dumb, dude. You gotta do it, bro. You know what I mean? And like you're also setting an example. It's not even doing it for you. You're setting an example for people that are watching you. They want to push the message where you got to be safe, wear the mask. I ain't mad at it.
It's all optics, though. I think it's dumb.
Yeah, that's your opinion. That's cool, but if they both agree to it and you're not doing it, for sure you're gonna get fined. And they've even come out too and made it even. I don't know what the new rules are. But after like this meeting here we talked about, there are new rules coming out. Don't know what they are, but they're
new COVID rules.
Be stricter with this shit. So
yeah, I think the one thing where I don't agree with, like I said, is having them fly around to different cities, especially like when there's no fans. Like, what's the point? Put them all up in the same place.
Well, here's the thing: like fucking Cowboys have like 30,000 people there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So there are fans. Kansas City has fans.
Green Bay had fans. They said they're gonna stop doing it now.
So. A fucked up story that I didn't get to that I wanted to talk about. Darius Leonard from the Colts.
Okay.
After, I think it was the week 2 game, they had fans at the stadium. Took his gloves off, threw it to the kid, right?
Yeah.
Didn't realize that his fucking wedding ring was inside.
Really? That's...
Yeah, bro. That's dad wild. Fucking noticed, went online, was like, yo... I need to get his fucking ring back. And he fucking played it off. He laughed it off. He's like, yo, bro,
that's a dope story.
I'm going to need to get that back, son. You know?
That's a dope story.
But like, you wearing your fucking wedding ring, son? Really?
Wasn't that kind of the point? Keep
it on the field?
Keep it on at all times. You're wearing a glove. Why not?
Field? No way. That shit could probably break a finger or some shit. Nah.
Yeah, that's exactly why you are wearing it, bro.
No.
You ever seen that? You ever seen that video? It's like, I think it's like college ball or high school ball. Like some DB is playing like press coverage against a receiver, and the DB just ball gets headed, and then Jesus Christ, I'm stroking out. Then the DB literally just takes a step forward and just straight bitch slap open hands to the receiver, and then the receiver runs the route and he just burns him.
Oh no, I didn't see it. No,
but you're wearing a wedding ring, you can just open hand palm people. You're breaking faces. Fuck yeah.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't be wearing maybe like a small chain, but any rings on my fingers? Nah, probably not, bro.
I think wearing a chain is dumb, bro.
Whatever.
You get like dragged down by that shit, or the shit breaks or something. I think wearing a ring makes way more sense than a chain.
Yeah. Not me, man. Surprise team of the week, I would think. Carolina's not doing too bad. For losing Christian McCaffrey and winning both games without him. Teddy Bridgewater did pretty decent this week. Rookie head coach with Matt Rule too, right?
They're 2-2 now, or 1-2?
2-2, second in the division.
Nice.
So, Robbie Anderson's actually done better. Like in the Jets, they just use him as a deep threat. He's kind of running more routes here. Mm-hmm. If Christian McCaffrey comes back, they could fucking maybe
they can make a run.
Be better than I thought they were. I thought it was gonna be really, really bad. They're already doing better than I thought they would. So.
I'm happy for Teddy. Teddy deserved.
It's been a rough go for Teddy.
He what's the word I'm looking for? Like willingly not taking a contract and deciding to sit behind Drew Brees for a year. Like takes a lot of humility to do that, and he's getting rewarded for it now. So I really like the guy. I hope he does well.
Yeah, same. Ex-Viking, I always root for him. So
did he start for the Vikings?
He did for a while, yeah. That's when he tore up the knee. It was in practice when he was a starter that year.
Okay.
So, Kyrie did something that I don't really like that he does.
Was this like the LeBron statement thing?
Yeah. Open his mouth. That's what I don't like him doing. Flat Earth motherfucker.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I'm saying? So, he was on Kevin Durant's podcast, for everyone that doesn't know. And he says, for the first time in his career, he'll have someone else he can trust to make the shots too. Are you fucking kidding me, son? Wild,
like one, it's such a disservice to every single teammate you've had. But you've had like teammates, dude.
Yeah, K-Love. It's not even like about you're not disrespecting K-Love too. Like, yo, that guy would.
K-Love, Braun, all the.
But like, real talk, players. It's about Braun.
100% it is.
And, after he faced the backlash, right?
Yeah.
Everyone obviously fucking leaned in on him. He's like, why must it always be brother against brother? He's like, if I'm addressing anyone, I'll say their name. No, you won't, you bitch ass.
Some cornball shit.
You know what I'm saying? And LeBron's response was like, oh, you want to know why me and AD work so good together?
We're not jealous of each other.
We're not jealous of each other. Exactly. And you know that was a dig right back at Kyrie.
For sure,
because we all know Kyrie, you jealous, man.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? How have you been without LeBron? How's that been, son?
Do you think him and KD, they're gonna blow up? Like Brooklyn's just gonna be a shit show?
No, I don't think it's gonna be a shit show. I think he's gonna fight KD to be top dog. I think you're gonna have that. But like, it's not even like he thinks it's like a 1A, 1B. Nah, man.
There's always a top dog.
It's a 1-2 thing, bro. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And you always 2. Your jersey was 2.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, you're obviously just saying it out of hate. Like, you're straight up being a hater. Like, we all know this, right?
I think if KD doesn't come back fully healthy, though, there could be like that team. Because I think KD's good enough to put Kyrie in his place and be like, yo, you're going to take this L and you're going to let me go do work. Like, when the game's on the line and the play is getting drawn up, it's going to be for KD. But if KD doesn't come back fully healthy and Kyrie is kind of the number one and they're fighting about it, I think it could be a shit show.
Also, another thing Kyrie says, I don't really see us having a head coach. KD could be a head coach. I could be a head coach some days. Jock Vaughn could do it one day. You fucking kidding? You think you could be a coach, man?
You also just hired Steve Nash. Like, what are you doing?
I know. Like,
you undercut everybody you've ever played with. You're undercutting your new head coach.
This guy, like, I don't know who the fuck he thinks he is. Like, yeah, you're a good ball player for sure, but like, you a dumb motherfucker too.
Mm-hmm.
Durant actually came out and said that the bubble ring was going to be the most respected ring in NBA history. So for another peer to say that, like, a lot of these guys are like, it's kind of corny, won't count. For a fellow NBA player to say that, I think it kind of might be one of the toughest then, you know what I'm saying? He picked the Lakers to win.
What do you think about that?
Well, I think it hurts the older teams, the ones that have like the families and shit. The younger guys, like a lot of guys on Miami's team, I don't think it affects them like that. They're like more fresh out of college.
You don't got wife and kids at home.
They kind of used to that. They're closer to the college days than they are to like LeBron and having kids.
Yeah.
Right. So I think it does affect. Let's not forget when they voted who wanted to leave. It was the Lakers and the Clippers.
Yeah.
Both those teams wanted to leave. I think that says something. So I do think it's really hard. I think it's hard on all the teams, but specifically, I think it's harder on the older guys. And like I said, for Durant to come out and say that,
and that's KD. That's not just like some player. That's
if
KD.
Kyrie said it, I'd be like, shut the hell up.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, I like I said before, like I'll listen to what other players say, not what other people say. You know, and if KD says that, I kind of gotta think it's true, man. You know,
I think it puts players like it throws off everyone's rhythm. It throws off what everyone's familiar with. Like it's a complete change of pace. Like everybody, there's no.
It's all about routine. We know this, right?
Exactly, and there's no advantage. Like it's a level playing field, I think, for everyone. And so some people are going to thrive, some people are going to flounder. And in a way, I agree with KD, but in a way, I also don't. Because it's like you kind of want the routine. You kind of want everybody to be on to everybody. When everybody has the same routine, everyone has the same coaching. There's no excuses for anything. It's whoever can do a better job coaching, whoever can do a better job playing, because everything's even. Where it just depends on the player, right?
One thing I fucking would hate is like, I'm playing Miami, I'm gonna see these guys in the hallway, like, yo, what up? Like, nah.
I think that's hilarious. Yo,
that's fucking weak, son.
I hope they come.
That would piss me off.
I hope they come out with like a documentary. I hope they have camera crews running that entire time.
Oh, I'm sure something's coming,
dude.
They're gonna be talking about the bubble year.
It would be wild shit,
for sure.
Bro. To see all the interactions, like going back and forth. Like, can you imagine like Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray bumping into each other in the middle of their series?
Oh, Jamal record them in the bubble. After Donovan put up a 50-piece, Jamal was walking outside.
Yeah.
And Donovan was sitting at the table. Was like, "Oh, look who it is!" And Donovan was like all shying away.
That's fucking funny.
It's like, so like, personally, I wouldn't like it, but this is like a different NBA. Everyone's buddies now. Everyone's like played on AAU together. They've been playing each other since they were fucking kids. And like that's cool. Like everyone knows each other. Everyone's buddies. Like that's why Jamal was recording Donovan and that kind of shit. Like,
Luka Doncic sees Markieff Morris in the hallway.
Eh?
Until Luka Doncic seeing Markieff Morris in the hallway.
And okay, also to put just button up this LeBron Kyrie thing, Nick Wright came out and put this stat out. So to tie or take the lead in the final 2 minutes of fourth quarter or overtime in the playoffs, LeBron is 30 for 66. That's 45% field goal. 9 and 19 3-pointers for 47%. Kyrie, 2 of 7 field goal for 28%. 1 for 3 3-pointer for 33%. So you got one who's the greatest and one who's made 2 shots. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all you need to know about Kyrie. Yeah. Flat Earth motherfucker.
That's enough about him.
How are we doing for time?
We're at an hour 15.
Let's end on a couple of quick things then.
Hit me.
So the UFC offered Conor and Dustin after they wanted to do their own thing.
They said, yo, Dana, we're not going to do it with you. Then Dana's like, okay, chill. I'll give you a contract. I'll give you a fight.
He's like, Conor, that was the most disrespectful thing you could ever do was leak those messages. But if you want to fight, I'll set that shit up.
Yeah, please don't do it anywhere else.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
real bitch shit.
Yeah. So, also, the Kamaru Gilbert Burns is off on December 12th. Doesn't have a new date yet.
When did that get announced?
Just the other day, I guess.
Why?
Usman needs more time. Don't know what that means.
He obviously is injured.
Ariel just put that out there.
He's got to be injured then. Because Usman's not the type to just do that.
We lost the Garbrandt fucking fight just recently. We found out he had COVID.
That's so shitty.
So, yeah, it's kind of shitty, man.
He doesn't have COVID. He blew something. He tore his bicep.
Oh, was it? Oh, my bad.
Dude, he's going to be out for like probably 6 months.
Oh, I don't know why I thought it was COVID.
Yeah, so like that sucks because Garbrandt obviously just got his momentum back with that knockout. And everyone's fired up to see him fight. So
he looks so good, bro.
Yeah, he wants to get back in the ring ASAP. And to blow your bicep like puts such a damper on things. So shitty.
So you have UFC 253 with Alexander Costa. Mm-hmm. It generated more than 700,000 pay-per-view buys. which is their third highest of 2020, behind Usman and Masvidal and McGregor Cerrone.
Usman Masvidal did like 1.3 or something, which is
1.3. Yeah,
fat, dude.
And McGregor Cerrone did 1 million.
Yeah, it's big.
Gaethje came out too. We'll finish on this on Colby Covington.
Mm-hmm. What do you say? I didn't see this.
I probably despise that man more than any man on earth, other than pedophiles and murderers. I've never met a man as fake as Colby Covington. I'd love to slap him across the face. All right, let's end it on that note. Tell them where they can find us.
All right, everybody. High and Lucky Pod. Everywhere you can find us. Give us a follow. Peace.
Peace.